Today is January 4th, 2024. Does anybody know anybody that can help with parental alienation? I can't do lawyers anymore. I don't have any more money. I've been going through this for 8 years. My ex-husband, Paul Brian Baca, that lives in Red Bloom Road in Albuquerque, has been deliberately sabotaging my relationship with my 3 sons, Connor, Caden and Colin, Baca. I can't meet their teachers. I don't know what their grades are. I don't know who their friends are. He can take them out of the country and he doesn't have to ask my permission. I can't talk to their teachers. I'm not allowed to go to the parent-teacher meetings. I'm not allowed in the school. They call security. And I know that this is damaging my children as much as it's damaging me. And I've done everything. I've gone to court. The last court hearing was with Armond Carion. And I went on the state bar looking for a lawyer. And I found these lawyers and I gave them a $3,000 retainer. This is the state bar. And then they wanted another additional $8,000 for the hearing. And then if you have to file objections afterwards, it's going to be another $5,000. This is from the state bar. So I didn't have a lawyer. I went and I tried to do it myself. I thought I could reason with Armond Carion. He was just as evil as Stephen Klump from the New Mexico Family Court. I've been going through a custody with my 3 sons. When my youngest was 6, now he's 14, for 8 years. During all that time, Paul Brian Baca, that works in Sandia because his uncle Danny Baca gave him the job. His father, ex-police chief Samuel Baca, and his mother from Rotary Park above, Vera, Jennie, Shulte. His entire family turned their back on me. They wouldn't have the 3 children if it wasn't for me. I can't get anyone to help me. I've been going through this 8 years and it's been traumatizing. Nobody wants to help. Nobody wants to get involved. I don't have any support system. I can't talk to my children. My boys, he's turned them completely against me. They can't talk to their mother because he's telling the children they're not allowed. My kids won't talk to me. I live 1 hour away and I can't have any relationship with my 3 boys. They can be in hospital. He doesn't have to tell me. He can take them out of the country. He got everything. I was told that I had to cooperate with everything or else, stuff would happen if I didn't cooperate. So basically I had no choice. So I couldn't even go to my 2 younger sons' communion, Colin and Caden. He has spent the last 8 years turning my 3 children, Connor, who's 17, will be 18 this year, Caden is 15, and Colin is 14. He spent the last 8 years with his parents, sabotaging my relationship with my boys, turning my children against me. When my kids see me, they run away. My oldest son told me he's not allowed to talk to me. I can't get any lawyer to help me. Nobody wants to get involved. There's no agencies that I can turn to. I know I'm a good mom. I know I love my children. But to be cut off from your kids and not allowed to have a relationship with your children, it has been devastating, traumatizing and devastating. I had my father die back in October. I went back to Ireland, and all the nieces and nephews were there. All the kids in the whole family, except my children. My kids weren't there. So they didn't get to meet their cousins. When I came back from Ireland, I got back at like 11 at night, and there was no one at the airport. My son wasn't there to pick me up. My children weren't there to give me hugs. I wasn't there to give, I was there, but I couldn't give my kids hugs. I've had everyone turn their back on me. Do you know what it is to go through 8 years of not seeing your children? To watch other parents with their kids and you're not able to be with your own kids. Not being able to kiss your kids. Not being able to hold your kids. They deliberately sabotaged my relationship with my children. Paul Brian Baca, that lives in Red Bloom Road, that lives in Albuquerque, that works in Sandia because Jennie Baca gave him a job there. I have no support system. I don't know when I'll ever talk to my boys. My ex-husband, Paul Brian Baca, and his parents, Samuel Baca, ex-police chief, and Vera Jennie Shulte, are telling my children for 8 years that they're not allowed to talk to their mother. What are they telling my children that's going to happen if they reach out to their mom? Why is there no support system? Why does nobody want to get involved with parental alienation? Why does one parent get everything and the other parent get nothing? There's nothing I can do about it. The court says that the children can reach out to me if they want. But Paul Brian Baca and his parents have been telling Connor, Caden and Colin for the last 8 years, since 2016, they're not allowed to have a relationship with their mom. My boys, they used to hug me all the time. They run away from me. They want nothing to do with their mother. Who does that to kids? He has a huge support system. His mother and his father and his cousins, aunts and uncles. When I went to court for a long time, for lots of times, I went on my own. I had lawyers at the beginning, but they just wanted more and more money. I thought if you go to court, you tell the truth, and the New Mexico family court are supposed to put the interests of the children first. That means having the children see both parents. But my ex didn't want that. He decided that my kids didn't deserve a relationship with their mom. So he denied my kids that nurturing, that bond. Now my kids, instead of running towards me, they run away from me. I don't know what their teachers are. I don't know what their grades are. I can't have a 5-second conversation with them. I pay child support for children I can't see. Nobody wants to help. Nobody wants to get involved. So I'm basically been on my own for the last 8 Christmases and Thanksgivings and Mother's Day. Instead of having Mother's Day with their mom, they spend Mother's Day with his mother. My children want nothing to do with me. He's managed to turn my kids against me. I couldn't even go to their communion. I haven't been allowed to see my boys. He's done everything he can to hurt my relationship with my 3 sons. And Stephen Klump and Armond Carion, Deborah Ramirez, and Judge Lamar, the New Mexico Family Court, have all supported him. This has been traumatizing. I don't have any help. I don't have any support. I don't have any money. I can't get a job. I'm basically on my own. I don't know when I'm ever going to see my children again. There's so much damage being done. He's had 8 years to damage them. It's affected my mental health. It's affected my children's mental health. That bond between mother and child. They took his side 100%. I was basically told that I had to agree with everything. I had no say in anything. And he can throw me in jail if I decide to reach out to my boys. If I try to contact them in any way, shape, or form, he can throw me in jail. And nobody's going to do anything. Because there's nothing to protect you against parental alienation. There's no laws in place. So basically, one parent, in this case, Paul Brian Baca, that lives in Red Bloom Road, that works in Sandia. His mother is Vera Jennie Shulte. I call her monster-in-law. And his father, ex-police chief Samuel Baca. They can basically get away with whatever they want. They had a corrupt lawyer, Edmund Perea. And then Jack Schooley, therapist, said he saw my children in person during COVID. When nobody else was seeing anybody in person. Apparently he saw my children in person. And he said each of them told him I abused them. And I said, if that's true, why don't you talk to the children? Why don't you ask the kids? They said, oh, we don't want to get the kids involved. So he can make up any stories he wants. Nobody's going to talk to the children. There's never a guardian ad litem involved. The court clinic was never involved. They don't care that I'm the mom. There's so many children out there that would give anything to have a mother. My kids have a mother. But they've been brainwashed for 8 years. Hurtful, harmful things against their mom. There's nothing I can do because I live in New Mexico. I'm an outsider from Ireland, and there's nothing I can do. There's no support system. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars fighting. Last time I had to pay his court fees to file objections against Armond Carion. I was told I was wasting the court's time, that I had no proof, that I have no new evidence. I mean, they don't let me see my kids. They don't let me talk to my children. I can't talk to their teachers. So where am I supposed to get the new evidence? My ex, Paul Brian Baca, is a narcissist. And he wants my children to be just like him. And I can't protect my boys. he can take him out of the country and he doesn't have to ask my permission. I have no say in anything. I had to pay half the repairs in the house. He wanted $13,000 to give to his mother for the repairs in the house. Vera Shulte. I had no say in anything. He said he bought appliances that he never bought. Produced phony receipts. And I had to pay half. Even though I had no say in anything. I was told that I had to cooperate. The court is supposed to put the interests of the children first. And New Mexico says that they want the children to see both parents. So you tell me why prisoners in prison get to see their children, but I can't. I went back to school and I got 2 degrees. I was homeless and I got my own place. But yeah, I still can't see my children. He's telling the court that I'm a heroin addict, that I'm panhandling on Eubank. He threw me in jail for putting my son in the corner. And I had to hire a lawyer and pay $1,800. And then when I went to the court, I found out he was on vacation with my 3 children in Las Vegas with his mother. No lawyer wants to help me anymore. They said just to reopen the case, it would cost $5,000. And basically, I'd be lucky if I get breadcrumbs. Kristen Hollenberg turned her back on me. Person that I thought was my friend. Turquoise Trail wanted nothing to do with it. Their teachers wanted nothing in Santa Fe to do with it. Basically, everybody went the other way. And here I am, 8 years later, still fighting for my kids. And nothing's changed. This has been traumatizing. It hasn't been good for my mental health. Not being allowed access to my children. If you know anybody, or if you're somebody that wants to help, and you don't do it for me, do it for my boys. I don't want my children to grow up and be 3 narcissists. I want to change the laws so that children can testify if one parent is making outrageous allegations. Because right now, the children are not allowed to testify. So Jack Schooley is telling the court that he saw my children during COVID, and they told him I abused him. I said, that never happened. I said, why don't you talk to the kids? They said, no, the children are not allowed to testify. So they used that against me, kept my kids away, said I wasn't allowed to talk to my children. That if I reach out to my kids, I'll be thrown in jail. I get nothing. In the divorce, I got, with custody of the kids, I got nothing. He got 100% physical and legal custody. And he's a narcissist. His father is an ex-police chief. I mean, they're like Albuquerque royalty. So who's going to go against them? I got nothing. His mother accused his father of molesting my children. But yet, Stephen Klump allowed my children to live with his father for 3 years. I've had no rights. There's no support system. No one wants to help. Nobody wants to get involved. So everybody has basically turned their back on me. I have no more money to give anyone. I'm paying child support. I'm not even working. I can't even see my boys. He's not even paying their phone bill. He has his parents paying for everything. His mother is buying all the kids' clothes. His father is paying for, as long as his parents get to see the children, they'll continue to pay for everything. So they've managed to use their money by hiring a corrupt lawyer to keep me away from my boys. Now my kids want nothing to do with me. Connor, Caden and Colin want nothing to do with their own mom. Because they don't want to go against their father. Because then they're going to lose everything. They're telling my 3 children for 8 years they're not allowed to talk to me. And the court is allowing it. The court did nothing to protect. Stephen Klump did nothing to protect my kids. Carion did nothing to protect my kids. There was no guardian ad litem involved. I've had no support system. I don't have any more money for lawyers. I don't know when I'll ever talk to my kids. As each year goes by, it just gets worse and worse. My kids want nothing to do with me. I can't tell you how traumatizing that is for a mother, to know that her very own flesh and blood want nothing to do with you, because they don't want to go against their father and their grandparents. If you know anybody that can help, that has the means to help, I would so appreciate it. I'm tired of doing this on my own. I'm tired of, going through this. I can't get a job because my kids are on my mind all the time, and probably the potential employers look at all my videos and say, we're not going to hire her. She's got too much trauma. Even though I went to school for 5 years and I got 2 degrees, a business degree and a paralegal degree, still can't see my kids. I was homeless for 2.5 years. Lived in my car. Paul Brian Baca, the father, tried to take the car from me. His father, Samuel Baca, threw me in jail for putting my son in the corner. They told the court that I flung my son in the corner. I know my kids are traumatized just as much as I am. No mother should have to go through this. No loving parent should have to go through this. But if you're an outsider and you live in New Mexico and you weren't born here and you don't have any connections here, no one's going to help you. The court's going to turn their back on you because you're of no value to them. The New Mexico family court that's supposed to protect the children don't protect the kids. I know, you can ask me. They don't care about the mother bond, maternal bond with the kids. They don't care. They had more money than me. They had more power. They had more connections. His father has millions of dollars. His mother is just as rich. He's also an ex-police chief. I mean, they knew the steps to take. They knew I didn't have any family here. So, I was naive. I didn't see it coming. I was naive. I thought I had married somebody that cared about me. I didn't know what a narcissist was. The last thing I want in this world is to have my 3 boys become like him. But right now, there's nothing I can do. No one wants to help me. No one wants to stand up for what's right. I could make 1 million videos. I don't want to be on my own. I don't want to go through any more trauma. I don't want my children to go through any more trauma. So if you can help, if you have the means, the support, the connection, if there's anything you can do to help. I do have a GoFundMe. It's just hard to carry this on your own, to not have a support system, to cry all the time, to feel broken, to feel helpless. There's so many people out there that have the means to help, that have disposable income that can help. And so far, I haven't met any of them. I keep putting my life out there. I could have chosen not to put any of this out there, but I thought by doing that, at least I could spread awareness of how custody is dealt with by the New Mexico Family Court and how horrible it can be. I don't know how many other people have gone through what I've gone through with Stephen Klump and Armond, Carion and Deborah Ramirez and Judge Lamar. They didn't care that I, had an amazing bond with my kids. They wouldn't let the kids testify. They allowed Jack Schooley to make up stuff that wasn't true. If I could afford a lawyer, I'd keep going. It would be so much easier. But I was naive. I never knew the court system could be so brutal and so harsh. I truly believed they cared about the welfare of the children, and they would never tear away a mom and children. They would never break that bond. I was so wrong. They can do it to me. They can do it to many other people. And if one parent can make allegations and use the children in those allegations in New Mexico, then those children should be allowed to testify, at least talk to a guardian ad litem. You tell me why a guardian ad litem was never appointed. Why the court clinic was never involved. Why there's no support system. And why am I treated differently because I'm an outsider? They're still my kids. My heart is broken. My trust is broken. My trust in the legal system is broken. I wouldn't want any parent to go through what I've gone through. I've cried so much. But every time I was feeling low and I was feeling down, I always thought about my children. Paul Brian Baca and his father and his mother want to make my life so hard that I would end it all. But I knew if I did that, then he would win. My children would never know the truth. So he's been putting fear in my children, Connor, Caden, and Colin, telling them God only knows what's going to happen if they reach out to me. He's probably going to tell them they're going to get kicked out of the house. I've contacted CYFD. They don't want to do nothing. Nobody. There's nothing. I don't know when I'm ever going to hear from my children again. And there's so much damage being done at this point. My kids are so angry at me. They're mad and they're angry. They don't want to go against their father. They don't want to lose the 4,000 square foot house and all the gifts. I can't even talk to their teachers. If you know anybody that can help. I would appreciate it. I'm just a mother wanting to be with her kids. If you have any questions, I leave all my information underneath. If there's anything you can do to help. It would be appreciated. I don't want to go through this again for another year and another year and another year. All I want is to be a mother. I didn't have 3 children to be on my own. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. But I still love my kids and I still want to be a mom. Anyway, I appreciate all your help. I leave my information on the, what do you call it? Down below. Thank you for your support. I know there's a lot of people out there that care, that want to do the right thing. I do have a GoFundMe. This has literally torn me apart. It's ripped my heart out. To ruin my trust in the legal system in New Mexico. They can do this to me, they can do it to other people. It shouldn't be about how much money somebody has. They think they're protecting the kids by keeping them away from me, but they're really giving the children to a narcissist. Everything was my word against theirs. Anyway, thank you for all your support and all your help. And I hope my prayers will be answered this year. Thank you.